Well, welcome to this lesson. Prior to this lesson, we've talked about our root map and we talked about some things to be aware of, especially the limited methods that are available to root map in JavaScript, as well as some other things that needs to be known. So moving away from that, we were able to see an example of how root map can be used to track objects, to track data of an object. So the example covers how the weak map can be used to track visitors' activities in the example that was given in that last lesson. Moving away from that, we'll be looking at one other examples in this video. But before that example or after the example, then I will explain what the example does so that we have a better understanding of why Weakmap can be a very useful way of storing or keeping secrets about some things, especially when it comes to execution of some things in JavaScript. So now let's quickly take a look at that example and then we can come back to what I have on the slide here. But before I go to my code editor, I quickly want to bring it to a reminder that do not forget that a weak map does not allow iteration, which means that you cannot iterate over the elements of a weak map. So it doesn't allow that. And also, number two thing is that outside code cannot discover what objects are stored inside a weak map. So when you have a root map expression, outside code cannot discover what objects are stored inside the root map. So if you have an external code, they can't discover what is stored in the object of the root map. Don't forget that root map root map referenced objects weekly, which allows or which doesn't prevent garbage collection when it comes to execution. So as a result of that, if you have an outside code, it cannot discover what is stored inside the root map. Now, to get the secret, you need this reference that was used in the constructor. So in the example that I'm going to be showing, if you want to get the secret inside the weak map, you will need a this reference that was used in the constructor as we will see in the example. Then external code has access to user one and my map, but not to this reference inside my map unless you explicitly expose it, like via get secret function, the method, the secret value is unreachable. So to explain this last part, you need to first see the code. To explain the last two, to get the secret and the external code access, you need to first see the code so you understand what I'm talking about clearly. So let's quickly take a look at the code in my editor. So here's my editor. And here we're talking about JavaScript Weakmap. JavaScript Weakmap. So what we want to do here is we want to do a private simulation to see how Weakmap can help us protect our useful information. So that is what we want to do in this lesson. So let's move on with the example. So let me make a weak map object using the new weak map constructor. Don't forget, when you want to make a weak map, use the weak map constructor. You should remember. So what we have here is creating a weak map object. Now moving away from here, so I want to set up a class. JavaScript, this is how you set up a class. Then the constructor will take in a parameter of name, and then inside it, I can set a secret inside what I have in my map. And call it hidden data. So to this here is now outside of this, I want to refer to what I just set inside my uh, setter function. So in order to access the name, so I am opening it here so that I can use this dot name to refer to the name that I have as the parameter inside my constructor function. Then outside of this, I can call my phone to set up a get secret function to return a set method. No, sorry, a get method this time, not a set method, which will refer to what I have set in my constructor. This dot secret. Now I have my constructor and my get secret function. So let me make a user one, to create an instance of the class that I have for. So what will be the name? Because the constructor function I have about requires a name. So let's me say the user one is John, and then secret equals to user one dot get secret function that I have here about. Now document dot get elements by ID number one dot inner. Oh shit, there's a mistake. Demo one dot inner HTML equals to secrets. Now look at what we have right here on the screen. You can see that the output is given hidden data, which means that now here is a class, a JavaScript, a user class. Then inside the user class is a constructor functions that accepts the name as a parameter, and inside this is a setter functions that sets secret with this value hidden data. And then to access this name, and I'm using this dot name in order to expose it. Then I have a get secret function under which will return a get function from my map data. And you can see outside of this, I'm making an instance of a class since I already since the class is a blueprint, so I can use it, and so I make an instance of it with user one. You can see it's prefixed with this new user and my class name user, and then I pass in the parameter that is expected, which is name John. And then I made a secret variable using this user one to access what I have inside this constructor function to get secret. And you can see that what I have inside this secret hidden data is what I am getting outside here. Now look at what we have on the slide. To get the secret, you need this reference that was used in the constructor. You can see that this secret was accessed due to the fact that we already exposed it here using the this dot secret, which is here. This was what the name. This dot secret. This was what gave us access to be able to use that reference that we have inside the constructor. Now external code has access to user one and my map, but not to this reference inside my map. Now what we have here has access to this external code can have access to this and this, but never to what we have here, which is this and this that exposes the name and the secret. So inside my map, unless you explicitly expose it, like via get secret, the secret value is unreachable. So unless this is exposed, this one is unreachable with an external code, which makes it something very good when you want to hide data in your code. In the next lesson, I'll see you. And don't forget to go through this code for a clearer understanding. Thank you.